What's happening, Hoodlum gang? Welcome back to my channel. This your boy Hoodie from the Hood, aka your friend from that big old N, and I'm back at y'all once again. Before we get started, I want y'all to do me a small favor, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe if you want to be a part of the Hoodlum gang. Leave me a comment and go on over to IG and follow me at Hoodie from the Hood. Now, today's video, it was kind of inspired by Dubs. I was talking to Dubs the other day on his live, and he was talking about, back in the 90s when a lot of the stuff was going down in other cities in Southern California as far as black and brown and the tension. And he was saying he was surprised that it didn't really hit San Diego like that. And he said when he was living out here, he had asked a dude from National City, like, did they ever get into it with blacks or whatever? And basically whoever the dude was told him, nah, we mess with them, you know what I mean? And that, for the most part, that is what it is. But this is a story of when me and my homies almost set off a racial war. Not intentional. It was more so on the side of the person, the antagonist, you know what I mean, and how he tried to spin the story. But we'll get to that in a second. First of all, I just want to describe the layout of the area and what was going on at that time. Now, this is about 2010, and I'm staying on the street over in, it's still considered West Coast, but it's also Logan Heights. That's a Hispanic gang. Actually, it was more closer to Barrio Logan, because Logan Heights and Barrio Logan is actually two different things. Barrio Logan is where Chicano Park is, right under the Coronado Bridge, and Red Steps. That's a different clique. And in that area, it's predominantly Hispanic. Now, in the Memorial, Stockton, Logan Heights area, these are all like neighborhoods that make up that whole area. The city has named it these, but as far as the gangs that patrol that area, is still Logan Heights and West Coast. So in that particular area, it's more so Logan Heights, though. It's not too many blacks over there. I mean, it's not too many blacks in the area no more anyways, as far as living there. People still be in the area, but that's a whole nother thing. That's Southern California in general. But on this street, we probably was the only black people on that street, but everything was cool, you know what I'm saying? And we have been living there already for about a year and some change, almost 2 years. And I mean, if you know the area. I'm not gonna say the street, you know what I mean, just because yeah, I'm just gonna leave that out. You'll put two and two together. So anyways, I would say it's in between Ocean View Boulevard and the 5 freeway, but it's still like the Red Steps area. Now, everything had been going peaceful in this area, and there was nothing, everybody lived over here. Now, I had the little SA homies that lived next door to me, Eric and Jesse. They was brothers. They wasn't from a particular gang. They would just say Southeast. They was from Southeast San Diego, not to be confused with Southeast Locos. That's over by the Four Corners and all that. That's a whole different thing. But they just claimed Southeast. Then next to them, it was some apartments right there, and you had two other brothers. They was from Sherman, 27, I believe. It was Spooky and Lil Spooky. Yeah, they was living over there, and they used to walk to get to their hood, which is only across either Commercial or Imperial is the dividing line. But anyways, then across the street, I believe it was a girl from TNS. Her name was Hazel. She lived across the street. And then up the street, like by the store, it's a crossing street right there. It was some other dudes from Logan right there. They was younger. But like I said, and then next, the next block, Ocean View, you have the homies from West Coast up there, like closer to like 28th. But that whole area was just, it was you know, it was cracking. It was on and cracking. And my street was, you know, I lived on a gangsta ass street. I was a hustler on a gangsta ass street. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of stuff used to crack off right there. But oh, and then further up, it was some more fools from Logan, but on the same street, not on that crossing street. And the reason why I know this is because one night around that same time, it was me, the homie Lil Ewok from Eastside Vagos, and the homie Lil Blackie, rest in peace, from Eastside Evil Boys. And if you know me, you know Lil Ewok is like a little brother to me. You know what I mean? Like, me and him was always like this, like to the point to where anytime I went to juvenile hall or the county or prison, this dude within a week somehow would be in there and we'd run into each other. You know what I mean? But free Lil Ewok, homie, tap in, bro, if you see this. But anyways, we had got kicked out the car by the homegirl Maria. Shout out Maria if you see this. You know you used to kick us out the car. Ewok could piss you off, or me, but 9 times out of 10, Ewok could piss you off and she'd kick us out the car, like you did that one time when we was on 49 and we stole your beer, nigga. You know we jacked your ass, nigga. But anyway, she kicked us out the car, and we was walking down my street, but up there, and it was like a Friday or Saturday, and we saw it was like a little house party or whatever, and it was a bunch of fools from Logan in the front yard, and I remember it was an awkward stare down, like it was me, Ewok, and Lil Blackie. And the East Side and Logan don't get along, so we walk in and they just staring and they staring, and then I was like, I said what's up to one of them and they didn't say nothing. And then Lil Ewok told me once we got past, because you know he had the thing on him, I'm like, what's up, what you trying to, you know what I mean, them niggas mad dogging, you know what I mean? And he's like, we can't do that, you know what I mean, they got different rules. He's like, we can't do that, homie, because now if they come out the gate, you know what I mean, but he's like, we can't, if we initiate it, then we'll be in trouble or whatever. So that's how I knew them fools lived there. But like I said, there is no problem, at least not with us, they beef, but it was more so because they was mad dogging. They was mad dogging them, but I was with them, so I felt some type of way. But anyways, nothing happened. So fast forward, one day we chilling, and it's about 6-7 of us in the front yard, homie, just posted doing, well, a couple homies is in the house. I walked to the store like always to go get a beer or something, and on the way back, yeah, I was coming back, I seen this essay, but he was walking with like a paisa, and they was on my side of the street, which was across the street from my house, and he kind of was, you know, he looked like he just got fresh out, and it seemed like he was pressing some type of agenda, homie. So I'm belling, minding my business, and he like, what's up? And I'm like, so I stopped, like, what's up, cuz? He like, where you from? I'm from Neighborhood Crip. And he like, all right. He said his name, whoop-de-whoop, Logan Heights. I don't even remember. Oh, and it was a fool from Waptown that lived on that street too, by the store on the corner. And I got into it with him too, because he had a red rag on one day and I pressed him. But that's a whole nother story. So, oh boy, he say his name. He like, you know where you at? And I'm like, yeah, I know where I'm at. Like, what's up? Yeah, the homies be over here. The homies from West Coast. Like, that's what I'm more so on. Like, nigga, this ain't just your hood. You know what I mean? So, whatever the case was, he ended up shaking my hand, but he still kind of had that little, you know what I mean, like aggressiveness, like, you know what I mean? So they walk up to the store, and right as we ending our little interaction, I'm kind of nonchalant, like we don't beef with SA, so I'm kind of like, nigga, like, looking back on it, I was like, so what? Like, you know what I mean? So that could have been why he was feeling some type of way too, because I just didn't care what he was talking about. So right when I'm walking across the street, I see my brother look, because we used to anytime homies would walk to that corner store, you know, we'd keep on looking down to see, like, when they coming back or if they getting into it, whatever. So I'm walking across the street, my brother see, like, the end of the altercation. So they start walking towards the store. So my brother is like, what was that about? And I'm like, oh, shit, nigga asked me where I was from. He like, for real? Like, he laughing too, like, weird ass nigga, like, don't get cracked on, don't get blue on, you know what I mean, type shit. So I go back in the front yard, and the homie's like, what? Now they starting to pay attention. So I'm telling them what happened. I'm like, it's straight though, homie, he's straight. And then they like, all right. So old boy come walking back down They bought whatever they bought at the store. He walking back down with the Paisa dude. And as he's walking down, they still on that side of the street. Now they starting to cross. And they coming towards us. We live the second house from the corner. It's our house, then another house, and then there's a church on the corner. And then I guess they was going around the corner. So he's coming towards us and he's still looking. So he do his head nod like that at me. I do my head nod like that. And then he look at my brother and then he do like that. And then, you know, bro was he basically was like, what's happening? You know what I mean? Like, cause it's supposed to be over type shit. And oh boy, he said something. I can't remember what he said, but he said something aggressive. And when he said that, nigga, we all came out the yard like, nigga, what's up? I'm kind of like, oh, here we go again. You know what I mean? Cause that was supposed to be over with, and I know it's about to go to a further level than this dude is probably even anticipating. So when we come out the gate, he kind of start backing up. The Paisa dude is already getting ready to run. Like, he don't bang, but he probably related to this dude. And basically, old boy kind of backstep a little bit. He start to hop, and he take off running. So when he take off running, we all chase the nigga. So, like I said, as soon as you bend that corner, before you get to the other street, is 2 alleys right there. So he bang a right in one of them alleys, like going towards like Cesar Chavez. So that would be east. Yeah, that alley going east. And maybe like the second or third house in the alley, they break in there. Like the Paisa dude opened the gate. Now the Paisa dude started running before him, so he already got like 20 feet on the dude from Logan. So he break up in there, and then the dude from Logan, he run up in there. And when he run up in there, it's like some stairs too. So he run up in there, he leave the gate open. So when he leave the gate open, you know, somebody let off a few shots at him. You know what I mean? This is broad daylight. You know what I mean? Just an average day. Somebody let off a few shots at him, and they missed him, you know? So we didn't know we missed him, but we found out later, obviously he didn't get hit. But we go back to where we was at, jumping cars and get up out of there. Now, I want to say the next day or 2 days later, I'm out in the front again, and I see Spooky from Sherman, and he's about to get ready and walk to his hood. And he like, hey, homie, he started telling me about the little incident that went down. I'm like, how you know? Like, I didn't see you nowhere around. And basically, he said that old boy was kind of a somebody, kind of, and he went and told the fools from Logan that we shot up whoever's house it was, his grandma, his auntie, his mom, whatever. He tried to make it seem like we shot up their house, and he had enough pull, or his homies had enough pull to get their enemies, because the dude from Sherman, Spooky, he knew about this because his big homies told him, because they attended whatever, what y'all call it, a junta? Y'all let me know. They called a meeting with fools from Sherman, Shelltown, National City. That might have been it. I don't know if it was more, but those are like the closest ones right there. And basically, they was trying to get them to all pretty much green light us. Like, I don't know if we said neighborhood, you know what I mean? It wasn't no homies from West Coast there, so I don't know if they was going to green light the blacks, the Crips in general, or just the neighborhood Crips. But basically, he was trying to press for that and trying to say that we shot up a old lady's house or some crazy shit like that, and that's not the case. But long story short, I don't know what was said, but they didn't go for it, because I know Spooky was pretty much telling me like, you know, like that's on that fool. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it ended up being, on that fool. You know what I mean? Because he did some bullshit. And I was telling him, like, shit, well, what about him? Like, he was being aggressive while we was at our house. His kids right there. We was in the yard. Me and him already had the altercation. It wasn't really nothing like that. We let it go. He was the one who kept on, you know what I mean, looking, you know, like trying to act tough. And we got kids in this front yard too. So he should be in violation. I don't know whatever happened with that story, but I know for sure that nothing came about it to where there was no green light or nothing like that. We never even seen that dude again. I don't know what happened to him. And we lived there for an extra year or two after that. So ain't no telling what happened. But anyways, man, that's the time that me and the homies almost cracked off a racial war over in that area. Probably the whole city, ain't no telling. But yeah, man, it's your boy Hoodie from the Hood, aka your friend from that big old N. Like, comment, subscribe once again to put yourself on to the Hoodlum gang. Go on over to IG, follow me, get at me, don't get at me. It don't make me no difference. I'm about to go back into work. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day.